ladies and gentlemen. Today is July 31st, 2019. This is Cosmic Howling Media. Welcome all. Victory of the light, for light, to light, be light, sacred light. To start off with, here's a short notice to the surface population that was sent by Cobra on his blog site on July 29, 2019. And it says as follows: next 2 weeks will be crucial to determine how the process of planetary liberation will continue. The light forces are asking everybody to meditate as often as they can and as often as they feel guided. For the process in the next 2 weeks to continue in positive, harmonious, and peaceful way for the planet, and especially for those who are holding light for the planet. The light forces are also asking people to visualize the flower of life grid encompassing the planet and helping to harmonize the situation. Though any of those that are listening that are not familiar with this particular website, blog site by Cobra, the link is posted below this podcast here. And if you're not familiar, you definitely want to check that out. There's all sorts of excellent information, intel that started since 2012, since Cobra was asked to by the Resistance Light Forces to bring out this blog site. And ladies and gentlemen, a little bit on homelessness, as it's become more and more of a larger problem, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. And it looks like we're finally at a place where we're going to open up a dialogue and start to really bring in solutions, real solutions. Because we've all heard for decade after decade all sorts of things, and we've just seen this problem grow, haven't we? All over major cities, all over the place, including here in Vancouver, Canada. We'll play a little footage of a little tent city that's in the downtown east side of Vancouver. So, as far as the homelessness problem that continues to expand, continues to affect more and more of our peoples negatively in all sorts of ways. The basic necessities not being afforded to more and more of our peoples all over the Earth's surface, for that matter. It's just worse in some places than others. There are solutions, and we can start to, I think we can begin to really start to implement them. We could have a tier housing system, any of us homeless. We could start off going into dormitory and single room, semi-institutionalized type facilities that are well staffed with counselor type, humanistic type workers, if you will. There's lots of us that are interested in that kind of work, and would certainly, there's lots of people that do care, have a lot of care and concern for others. So there's no problem there. We have the resources, we have lots of great people around that could really become part of these new systems that we will implement now. And as I was saying, to start off, we're coming off the streets, we could go into and have access to a facility that's kind of a semi-institutionalized facility. We need to have good security, professional security, things like military veterans. I'm a military vet myself. There's lots of people you could get as to be good, do good professional security, not Goomba type operations we're talking now. We're talking professional security, soldiering type things. Maintain peace and get the job done when you need to, just to help provide an atmosphere of care and concern, of true respect for all involved. And that's what we need to get to, is offering environments to all that is really based and driven by respect and kindness and effective solutions, real medicines, real technologies, clean, proper housing. And as one goes into the first step of housing, which would be dormitory and some single rooms, as you do well there and you're looked at as, you know, generally reasonably balanced and peaceful, then you can go on, we can encourage our people to go on and into better housing than that, more privates, apartments type housing, all this kind of stuff. And then after that, when someone's ready, if they're interested in studying a science, any of the sciences, and you know, and also just the big thing is we can to encourage all of us to do our, you know, paint our picture, write our song, write our book, correct an injustice, etc. You know, just to flash up and bring back more and more the creativeness of all that's in all of us. That's the power. That's the power. It's in our heart and our soul. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to mention to you, especially those who have not heard of this gentleman yet, many more and more have. This is a gentleman named Randy Kramer. And in fact, Captain Randy Kramer, United States Marine Corps Special Section. I had the pleasure of meeting him a few months ago. He teaches a course in psionics, which I can see is going to be excellent to get this into our schools. Psionics, right from elementary school. We can start teaching this to our people early on, early in elementary school, absolutely. So our start to develop our psionics abilities, and really will absolutely increase the, you know, the general IQ of the general population of the Earth's surface here. You know, there's no doubt. And it was a great weekend course. I really appreciated it. It was great being around the captain. Such a down-to-earth guy, Mr. Randy Kramer is. And you know, it's like he spent a lot of time off planet, of course. He spent, because he was in the secret space program for 20 years, active service. Most of it, which 17 plus years of it as a combat Marine, in service to the Mars Defense Force, protecting colonies up in the Mars Defense Force. Of course, you know, officially this doesn't exist and blah, blah, blah. So here's a little bit of esoteric part of the broadcast today. And so that's very exciting. Anybody, I encourage anybody to look into psionics and things that we can do to develop them. The course in a few months ago I took from the captain was we practiced some telekinesis. And that was kind of cool. We were all able to do it. We were all able to move a toothpick that was suspended from a string, and it was encapsulated in a tube to make sure there's no, you know, air current or anything going on. And we're all able to move that to some extent. And it's like, so that's what it is. You start off, we can maybe move a toothpick a little like that with our mind, our energy, our thoughts, using our hands. You know, we can develop techniques as we go. And then, of course, if we work on that day in, day out, we can develop and potentially move heavier and larger objects. And you know, it's just ongoing like that. That's what it starts. You can start with a toothpick or something small and light like that. So that was great to see. Everybody was able to do it on the course I was on as far as moving that toothpick. Telekinesis through our thoughts, our mind, our life force energies focused on that. Really excellent. So that's a very exciting thing as well. Captain Randy Kramer, United States Marine Corps Special Section, is also, he's doing many great things right now, including getting together a team of scientists and engineers, etc., to start to develop the med beds, holographic imaging med beds that are available in the secret space program as well. And so that's hats off to the captain for that as well, for making much efforts in eventually delivering that technology to the whole surface population. And that's certainly a game changer in itself. The holographic imaging, medical beds, age regression, it can grow a limb back for us in an afternoon, you name it. There's various levels of technology, of course, but certainly the more advanced types of med beds, yeah, you can grow an arm back like in an afternoon, so to speak. Heal a liver in an hour or two, a sick liver, make it healthy again. And it's done basically with sophisticated software program that lays out our DNA profile, and then with very sophisticated lenses, imaging, to produce a holographic image that sends, in the case of, say, someone has a sick liver, it will send a holographic energetic image at the sick liver of the person, beam it, and it's a healthy version of the person's liver, done via the DNA that's been laid out into the software program, right? And you beam it there, and then it starts, that energetic holographic image of a healthy liver of the person starts to affect the sick liver inside the person, and it starts to molecularly change, and in a short time it will molecularly structure itself back into a fully healthy liver again. Things like that. Amazing stuff. We can all look forward to a very bright future as suppression is ending now and the truth continues to come out. Thank you very much. Light forces everywhere. Light forces here all over the surface, in Agartha, in the skies, all over the solar system, all over the galaxy and beyond. Victory of the light, for light, to light, be light, sacred light. And here's a link. I'll put a link down below of a good interview of the captain, a nice lady interviewing him, and he goes through some of his experiences and stuff, and mentions some on psionics and all that. So thank you very much. And one more thing, in the secret space program right now, currently there are active members who are also Second World War veterans. As I mentioned previously, age regression technology. So we're all going to have access to that soon. And of course, some people in the secret space program, depending what classification, where they're at, have access to that, and therefore we have Second World War veterans that are in active service, active military officers, etc. You know, so in some cases 100 and some years old and still healthy and vibrant and all that stuff. So ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our broadcast for today. Thanks for listening. See you soon. This is Cosmic Howling Media signing off for now. Victory of the light, for light, to light, be light, sacred light.